Black Christmas has sorority girls being killed one by one in their house. This is the 1974 Black Christmas, and I'll go through the franchise for December. Black Christmas was directed by Bob Clark, who would go on to direct A Christmas Story. Talk about different sides of the spectrum. Going from a scary, dark Christmas movie to one of the most beloved, heartwarming Christmas movies. So I love that fact. He also directed Porky's. So that's kind of cool. Sorry about not doing the review yesterday. I had some homework to finish up, but I'm doing it now, so I'm glad I can do it now. This is one of my favorite horror movies, so I'm really excited to talk about this first one. So the first positive on the movie is how much of an influence this movie had on the horror genre. It basically started the POV shots, seeing through the killer's point of view. It has creepy phone calls, just like When a Stranger Calls. That movie came out in 1979. This was 1974, so 5 years before that. And it has a faceless killer killing people periodically, like Halloween in 1978 and a bunch of other slashers. And also, the calls are coming from inside the house. Basically came from this movie. Although I do think When a Stranger Calls kind of did it better. Because it was kind of a better mystery for that. But very influential. Speaking of the phone calls, they are very, very creepy. There's random noises, and you have no idea what those sounds are. Like, this one guy is making weird sounds, and it is just completely terrifying. And the killer, Billy, I think I think his name is Billy. That's what I'm gonna call him. So Billy is scary. You don't get to really see any of him. You basically see his hands and his eye, and he is effectively scary. In fact, the scariest part of the movie for me is when Jess is checking on Barb, and she looks up to see Billy's eye peering through the door. I don't know. That might look weird, but it's very creepy in the movie. And it's amazing to me that is the scariest part of the movie for me. Just seeing an eye. So there are other jump scares, there are killings, but no. The scariest part for me is just seeing an eye peer through a creak of a door, I guess. And another positive is, even though this movie isn't really a comedy, there's some humor in it, but it's not really it's no way a comedy. But the Santa actor saying ho 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 fuck, that got me to laugh. So I liked that. And my last positive is having John Saxon in this movie. It's fun because 10 years later, in 1984, he would go on to be Nancy's dad in A Nightmare on Elm Street, where he also plays a cop in both Black Christmas and Elm Street. So that's kind of cool. So that's it for positives. On to the negatives. The humor, there's some humor. Again, this isn't a horror comedy, but they made some humor into it. The the humor doesn't really work in the movie. Like Miss Max saying, "God damn it, Claude," and the dad, Claire's dad, coming up the stairs. It just looks a little weird. Or like in the picture, having a woman flip the bird. It's a little weird. Oh, and having Miss Mac covering up something nude on the door and trying to let the dad not see that. Like it's a little weird, so I don't really like that. I think I would like this more if it was just a very creepy movie. But I do still enjoy it. Another positive is it can be a little slow at times. It's not fast-paced, scary like A Nightmare on Elm Street or The Babysitter. So, so I think it's a little less rewatchable for that, for being a little more slow. And another negative kind of is like for some people it might frustrate some to not know who Billy is, what he looks like, or what his motivations are. I can kind of understand that. You kind of want to know something about the villain. Um, so, but at least for people who need that answered, they can watch the 2006 Black Christmas remake if you really need to know the answers. Which, I mean, I don't really need to, but I mean, I just thought I might mention that. So, that is it for negatives. In the end, I enjoy and really respect this movie. It's creepy, and I think I like this a little more than Halloween. Like Halloween is more popular, more iconic, I guess. But Black Christmas has such an influence on the horror genre. It came before Child's Play, Elm Street, Halloween, which was 78. Black Christmas is 74. So, very influential, and I think, like I said in the review, it came before When a Stranger Calls. So, Black Christmas, the original 1974 version, is a very important horror movie. And if you want a very creepy movie, watch this original 1974 Black Christmas, because this is a true classic. I approve of Black Christmas 1974. Thanks for watching.